Licorice Pizza is a 2021 American period coming-of-age comedy drama film written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. It stars Alana, Haim and Cooper Hoffman in their film debuts alongside an ensemble cast including Sean Penn, Tom Waits, Bradley Cooper and Benny Safdie. Licorice Pizza was released in the United States to select theatres on November 26, 2021 and had a wider release on February 11, 2022. The film has received critical acclaim and received 3 nominations at the 94th Academy Awards, Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay. Anderson got the idea for the story when walking in middle school in Los Angeles on a picture day. He observed one of the students nagging a female photographer and had an idea of a student having an adult relationship with the photographer. The screenplay of Licorice Pizza evolved from the experiences and additional stories told to Anderson by his friend, Gary Gutzman, who was a child actor and had starred in the film Yours, Mine and Ours with Lucille Ball and appeared in The Ed Sullivan Show, and eventually started his own waterbed company and pinball arcade. Gutzman at one time delivered a waterbed to John Peters' home, as we see play out in the movie. Anderson considered Fast Times at Ridgemont High and American Graffiti as major influences in making the film. The original working title for the film was Soggy Bottom, but in September 2021 the film was officially called Licorice Pizza, named after a former chain of record shops in Southern California. Anderson explained, "If there are 2 words that make me kind of have a Pavlovian response, a memory of being a child and running around, it's licorice and it's pizza. It instantly takes me back to that time." Now, I enjoyed this movie very much. It's fun, it's light-hearted, and it's quirky. I love the 70s setting, and I love the soundtrack, and the chemistry between Alana, Haim and Cooper Hoffman is excellent and believable. Now, the casting of Alana Haim is brilliant. She isn't your typical Hollywood glamour-looking star, but she's quirky, different, and brings an authentic realism to her role. Anderson wrote the screenplay with Alana Haim in mind, and offered her the lead role in the summer of 2019. He had a close connection to her band, Haim, having directed several of their music videos, and it became a close friend of the whole Haim family. Haim's real-life sisters, Esty and Danielle, and parents, Mordecai and Donna, were also cast to play the roles of her family in the actual movie. Now, Alana, Haim and her sisters form the pop-rock band, Haim. They've even received a Grammy Award for Album of the Year nomination for Haim's 3rd album record, Woman in Music Part 3. Cooper Hoffman is excellent as Gary Valentine, the young actor who falls in love with Alana. Now, Cooper Hoffman, of course, is the son of the late great Philip Seymour Hoffman, with whom Anderson worked with on plenty of films. Anderson cast Cooper after he found auditioning young actors too precocious and trained to match the naturalistic style of Haim's acting. And the mere fact that both Cooper Hoffman and Alana Haim are making their film debuts in this film just adds to how well they act together. Anderson has since described this film as a family-friendly project, as the film also features Anderson's longtime partner, Maya Rudolph, and their 4 children, and many of their neighborhood friends in various roles. I also loved the cameos from the various actors, like Sean Penn playing Jack Holden, an actor based on William Holden, or the enigmatic Tom Waits as Rex Blau, a film director based on Mark Robinson. One of my favourite cameos, though, has to be Bradley Cooper's as real-life film producer John Peters. Anderson received permission from John Peters to develop a character based on him, and the sole condition that Peters' favourite pickup line was used. Anderson went on to create the monster version of Peters based on the 1970s Hollywood producers who had a reputation for a lot of bravado and aggro energy, and Bradley Cooper does this perfectly. Now, this movie is a big step away from Paul Thomas Anderson's previous works, namely There Will Be Blood and, of course, The Phantom Thread, both starring the wonderful Daniel Day-Lewis. But it's a charming movie, and you can't help but enjoy yourself whilst watching it. It's offbeat, fun, quirky, done in a tongue-in-cheek style that will leave you smiling and laughing most of the time. With its nostalgic 70s setting and great soundtrack, Licorice Pizza gets an 8 out of 10.